Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for everyone tuning in. My name is 𝗜়HIV𝗀𝗀, the director of the VAFF industry programs. So before we begin, by acknowledge the land that we are broadcasting from is the unceded territory of the Musqueam, Squamish, Tsleil-Waututh First Nations. And Happy New Year. So before we kick off our 27th of the year of the Vancouver Asian Film Festival, and we launched these projects, they opened at the last year of the December. And now we're going to talk about a couple more detail, more information about these projects. And then at the end, so just going to give you a couple more tips and how to apply it. What do you need to prepare? What is the expectation? So, and let me move to slide. Okay, so what is the Vancouver Asian Film Fund, VAFF Film Fund? So it's founded by our VAFF lifetime benefactor, Mr. 𝗜ʰID𝗀𝗀𝗀𝗀, and they have been a great supporter for the last few years, and we've been really thankful for his generous support. And the Film Fund, the purpose also is support the talented Asian Canadian filmmakers and TV producer to develop and produce and finish their creative projects that will help to raise the profiles of Asians in Canada. Of course, finance the original and high quality projects as well. I just want to make sure that everyone here doing yes, perfect. All right. So who can apply? As all this information is also in the guidelines, just to give you a high level idea of what are we looking for, who can apply. At least one member of your creative team members is self-identified as being of Asian or part Asian heritage. And then also one lead character is also identified as Asian or part Asian heritage. And then the ideal applicant that we're looking for is between beginner to intermediate level filmmakers, creators, but there's no limitation on the size of your portfolios or your projects. Anyone is welcome to tell their stories. And Canadian independent producers, residents of Canada, citizens, permanent residence status, they can be applied anywhere in the country, BC, Ontario, even Nova Scotia, New Brunswick, Newfoundland, Montreal. We like to see more story to tell from around the country. And of course, one entry is per each of the above the line applicants. And you probably know what is above the line. If not, then check it out. It's on the guideline. Mostly you will know. And then because this is our second time to have this Film Fund projects, so whoever had received the last time of the Film Fund recipients, they can also apply as well, but they have to be in the different roles of the creative teams. So which is last time if they apply as a producer. So this time it could be, they can be a director to apply it. They can be a writer or the other way around. So it depends on how you like to do that. And project information. So what type of submission package that we would like to receive it? Besides that, you have to complete the application form. So the application form is at our website. So, and then the project information, that's something that our jury is looking for, our committee is looking for, what you will try to tell them, what story you try to tell them, what information we need to know who you are and who is your team. So those are the detailed information. But remember, has to be within 10 pages total. So they could be including your detailed production budgets and top sheets, could be somewhat standard. And then the schedules, production schedule could be a rough idea behind it. And then, a one-page project of your synopsis, your name, of the backgrounds of leading characters, and detailed treatments, the story. The more you tell us about the stories, the more we need to know about your editorial and how you approach of the story, and then our jury and judge will be able to kind of look through it and review it, right? So of course, and your resume and your background information of your team, including the key creators, the producers, writer, the screenwriters, and it could be also your lead actor as well. So what do you get if you selected to use this fund to finish your projects? So this time we minimum is at least 10,000 on the select project. It could be one, it could be two. It's really up to how at the end of our committee team, how they decided, the jury, how they decided to split the funding. And the last time that we have is we have two teams that they received the funding, and the total at that time is together as 12,750 for both teams together. So of course, within the certain period of time, and then they finish it, and then we'll be also showcased to our upcoming film festival, which is in November of our 27th year. And also we'll have all the different type of media exposure for your movies, and also screening events as well. So, and remember all these key informations. So of course, that I mentioned, the application forms, prepare your 10 pages max package, and then make sure to, including the submission fee, $50 Canadian. And then the deadline is February 19, 2023, 11:59 p.m. on PST. And once it passes, and the submission will be closed, then you won't be able to submit. And so we'll go through the jury process. And then during the early March, and we'll have the recipient allowance, as long as the project will be picked during the jurisdiction. So, and the production time is just around like 6 months period, is including from your script to delivery, and then it will showcase in the November during a festival. So like, this is just a couple of the inquiries coming in through different channels. And this is just a few questions that I'll be answering here. And if anyone have more questions that they would like to ask that I didn't including during these presentations, please feel free to drop a note on the comments, and then I'll be able to go through it and then answer that the best that I can. And also on our website, as you can see on the screen right now, is the VAFF.org Film Fund website. You have all the details, all the breakdowns, just all the informations, and then of course download the official VAFF Film Fund guidelines, and then read it through. And then get all the information that what you need to do, what you require, who would you be part of the team, what is the qualification. So, and then, always also, you can feel free to email us, thefilmfund@vaff.org. So, a couple of those are the questions that we come in through inquiry. Do I need to include a completed script at the application? We won't require your computer script as part of your application. And it's because it's, like I say, it's only the 10 pages, and you have the idea of what the script that you have, and is the information that we require for that. And then what kind of project that it will be qualified, and that will be take from is either short films or TV pilot. It could be narratives, could be documentary, showcase Asian Canadian stories. Couple important part in the projects to qualify, they have to have leading character 50% or more is Asian Canadians. Above the line personnel in your team is also 50% or more Asian Canadian. What I said, original narrative is great production, great visual, and also is appealing to larger audience and have a longer shelf life. And so the length that what we're looking for the projects is run at least between 50 to 30 minutes, which is the short form. It's like short films, a TV pilot. And then the production wise is, like I mentioned earlier, the ideal candidates is, between, the intermediate level filmmakers. And then, your projects, it could be already almost complete, or but you still need to from script to development during the 6 months time. And then, but if the project is already produced in whole and finish it, and that is definitely is disqualify of this project. This is not for post-production. It is for production and post-production together. And so let me take a look of any of the questions that we have on our live audience to see anyone that have questions. Okay, thank you, Ian. And all right, let's see, Kelvin. What is this question? Do we need a production schedule and shooting schedule? So it's up to you. If you have the production schedule, it will be great to be including as part of the applications. And then we'll have an idea, your rough idea, because what we're looking for this project, the allowance the recipients is in early March. So that means you give a 6 months time period to produce this project. Is between mid-March to mid-September. So if you have a rough idea of your production schedule and student schedule, that would be great. But if you don't, it's not necessary, but it will be great if you have it. It will be helpful to have the idea that what you're looking for, because we are trying to support anyone that they have a project in place, in a sense. Hope that answers your question, Kevin. Okay, next question is from Ronald. What do you mean by one entry per each above the line applicant? Can several people as a director of a project with the same person as a producer, same person apply for a different project, but a different position, such as writer, director, producer? And yes. Okay, so okay, one entry per each. So which is like each of the applicant above the line, which is same thing, director, producer, writer, lead actor, and they can entry one, but it's a different projects. They can't just apply the same projects, right? So, and yes, you can have a co-producers, co-directors to apply this project. But also remember, the applicant also has to be identified as Asians and part Asian heritage as well. And next question. How many awards and do they each receive 10,000? Do they share the total of 10,000? So currently our projects, the funding is 10,000 to award either maybe one or two projects or three. It really depends on what is the final outcome is, or the submissions that we come in, and how the jury decided to fund. But we understand that it may not be enough for that. So sometimes we also advise this could be part of your top up of your funding, because we don't have a limited how big of your individual budgets of your funding. And then like what I mentioned earlier, the last times that we fund the award is the two projects, and the total they share 12,750. But it's changed because 10,000 is at least is the minimum that what we are funding at this point. And hope that answered your question, Ronald. Hugo. How much footage content has to be produced in Canada? What if part of the film will be filmed in another country, but we still tell the story of Asian Canadian? That's a very good question. We open our storytelling as long as they fulfill the basic requirement, what we're looking for, with the characters as 50% is Asian Canadian, and then also above the line personnel is Asian Canadian in the projects, and also the stories of Asian Canadian, and that will work as well. Okay, next question, Jury. Does the character have to be 50% or more, or the actual person? Also, can you have more than only funding source toward your project, etc.? VAFF, Creative BC. Okay, Jerry. So this character has to be 50% or more. Yes, as the character has, the leading character has to be 50% or more. So, for example, if your projects have 4 characters, leading characters, then 2 of them has to be Asian Canadians or identify as a Asian Canadian or Asian heritage or part Asian heritage, and the actual person. That's a good question. Yes, there's the actual answer. Unless you want to elaborate, elaborate a little bit more. What do you have? What do you mean by that? It's not an actual person. Are you talking about animations? And is then the same thing to apply of the character as well. Yeah. So can we have more funding source towards your projects? Yes, as if you have other funding source that you're coming from BC councils, Creative BC, and yes, that can be part of your funding because this is part of top up of what existing that you have with your budgets, because we don't limit your budgets for these projects. Okay. Hopefully I answered this question for you, Jerry. Okay, Prinit, let's see. How detailed should be production budget schedule be? Consider we might not have a finalized script and we'll be submitting a treatment instead. Absolutely, for the treatment, that's what we're looking for, because we are not looking for a computer script. And for the production budget schedule, it could be top sheet of the production budget. It's somewhere on the rough schedule, rough idea that you have, and that is give us a sense of what is your plan of the production, the pre-production during the 6 months time, including the post-production. Okay, I don't have, is there any more questions come my way? And I hope I answer everyone's question here. And also this recording will also be played back at our VAFF YouTube channel. And you can always go back to refer it. And also, as like what I mentioned, you can see it on our on the screen, and you can email to filmfundff.org, and also we'll be able to answer all the questions when you can. Okay, let's see any other. There's the next question. Can I apply for Story High documentary grant with funding for the same projects? That is one good question. So one is depends on the time schedules that the documentary that if they accept it, what is that timeline, comparative timeline. So hypothetically, and this project we will finish between March to September. This is we premiere showcase at the November Film Festival, because that is part of the requirement that this is premiere screened at the Vancouver Asian Film Festival. So it depends on what is the timeline, what is also Story High Grant is looking for as well. And but that's basic is the when you want to show it and how you can comply it for that. Okay, what is the next question? Hi, Jason. Can you talk about the jury? We will announce our jury next week to give you more details to introduce our jury next week for our social media channels and our website. Okay. Next question. William asks, can we include proof of concept video in the 10-page treatment? Yes, if you have a video, the proof of concept, it could be short, really short, like 30-second to 1 minute type of proof of concept videos. That could be part of your treatment. We had accepted in the past before, and and still keep that in mind. The information package, the 10 pages, usually will require certain time to read through it as well, right? So if your proof of concept video is around, I want to say 30-second to 1 minute, we will open to review it as well. Okay, who will be evaluating the film? Is this jury? Good question, Jason. So this is the same question of the jury. That's right. So we actually have an industry jury to evaluate the fund. They will review all the applications, and then with the committee, board will review all the application as well, and then they will select the recipient. Okay. Okay, so any more other comments, any questions you have? And let me run through it to see is any other information that I miss out for that. So as I mentioned before, just to recap, this funding, we don't have you don't have to have like a limited budgets in order to qualify this funding. It could be as a top up of your existing budgets. But then on the other hand, our jury will also we reserve the right to split the fund between multiple projects, and it also could be one project too. And the fund is used for production and post production as well, not just for post production. It's both. So, and if your project is already been produced, it will be disqualified. We won't accept that application. And also remember all the details, all the guidelines to be part of this project applicants. It has to be there will be all in our film fund guidelines, and then it's on our website lff.org. Any question you can also email to us as well. And okay, let me see what other questions do we have just come in. Okay, what were the films that won the awards last year? So in year 2021, the two films that they won is two documentary, and one of them is related to underground musicians artist projects, and then the other one is a Chinatown story about a sausage factory company in the family business. So, and those are documentaries, but then this is not for documentary as well. It's for narrative and it's open for different type of projects. And because of the two films that they won the last times, and they're still on the festival circuit, so we haven't published on our YouTube channel. Once they finish, and we'll be able to publish on our YouTube channel to share with our friends to see it. But definitely, we have some of their a trailer and also their testimonial, and then we'll roll it out for the next couple of weeks. Then you can see it more on our social media and also as well as YouTube channel. Yeah, hope that answer your question. Okay, and Ronald. Okay, so the guidelines say the project may not be produced in whole or be part of before selection by VAFF. Does that include screenwriting right after selection, or do you want treatment of finished writing script submitted? Um, you, we don't need to, we don't require your full completed script, as you can just send us a treatment of your story, and then produce, which means the project it hasn't been finished or produced. It has to be you haven't go camera on production. So you can just screenwriting before and you can have it after. So it still work as well. Okay. And next question. So last year, correct, the recipients were 2 documentary. And is this fund suited for documentary or is narrative and fiction equal considered? And yes, open. It can be documentary, can be narrative, can be fictions, and it's all up to our jury. And they review all the application, and then they will select the recipients. So, and I hope also answer your question. Okay. Well, times go by. It's almost it's half an hour, and I hope that all the answer all the questions that you have, and again, I mentioned that this recording session will also be on our VAFF YouTube channel, and then you can always go back to review it as well. And I hope that I answered all the questions that you have, and hopefully, then you get a chance to digest our 20 pages guidelines and then understand whatever requirement we are looking for, and to prepare your 10 pages application, fill out the application forms, and also the submission fee, and submit it by February 19 of this year, and 11:59 p.m. PST. Once you pass the time, we will accept any application that come in. And then, so before we go, I just like to announce we have our AGMs coming up on February 15, and we'll talk about more about our last year's or the weekend of our festival and different events, and also what are we planning for this year. So check out on VAFF.org and then follow us on VAFF Vancouver and so media channels. Okay, so I have another question coming in. That's great. So Jessica, so we can just submit a budget top sheet. We don't have to include individual line items. A full standard production budget can be 10 pages. So that's right. It can be just a top sheet on that on the budget. In one of your 10 pages. That's right. So you don't need to submit the full production budget. Just the top sheet is qualify for that. Okay. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, tuning in with us. And you have a wonderful day and evening, and we'll see you next time. And then best of luck, everyone. And hopefully we'll see you, everyone, in person and our upcoming event in coming up soon. We'll talk about that during our AGM. And okay, one more questions. Can you apply more than once? There's one entry per above the line applicant. So one project as well. I hope that answered your question, Cindy. Okay, great. Thank you, In. And again, thank you so much. This video will be shown again at our VAFF YouTube channel. So, and I'm hoping you guys are getting ready, getting exciting, prepare your package, and we're looking forward to see all the stories coming in and what we can showcase. And also, as I mentioned, even though like our minimum funding right now is 10 grand, and then we continue to look for additional sponsors to increase our funding, then we'll be able to provide more fundings to a single project or multiple projects at the time when the times come. So, and good luck, and thank you so much. See you next time.